Hi everybody, this is Professor West, and in this video we're going to start actually working with our Access databases. Now if you're in my class, you can go to the links here, just like you did for Word and Excel and the others, and download the MS Access database files. So click on the folders you want, hit the download folder, it'll download them onto your computer so that you can access them. There are two different ways that you can open one of those databases. First is simply to double click it, which would open it in Access. And the second is to come here, start your Access, make sure you come to the back tab here. So to get there, just like before, just click on the file over here and go to Open. Now, if you already have opened some, they should be listed down here. If not, you can always do a search. So when I click open, I have the option. I could pick one of these, or I could go to browse and search for it. I'm just going to click one of these because I've already opened it. And one thing that happens a lot is this little security risk. It says Microsoft has blocked macros from running because the source of this file is untrusted. Okay. How can I explain this? Macros are code that you can add in. We're not going to get to that right now. Some bad people add bad macros to do bad things and then send databases to people to get them to try to open it. So by default, Microsoft blocks everything. It only trusts it if you've created it. So if it's the ones from our class, then you can trust it. We've already checked them all. Simply click on the X and that little warning goes away. And now you have access to the database that we've created for you. It's a pretty good safety feature, but sometimes it gets in the way. Okay, so right off the bat, in this example, we have 3 tables. And if you double click one, it opens it for you. And if you double click another one, it opens it for you. And notice how they're in tabs. So I can go back to the first one, over to that one, if you click the other one, and so forth. Now, if we had reports, if we had other stuff on it, that would all be listed here. Let me pull one of those up real quick just so I can show you. I'm going to go back to open, and I'm going to open the other one. It's already got all of the stuff listed in it. So I could open my vendor table. Oh, let me tell it to trust it. I could open the query. I could open the forms. I could open the report. Doesn't matter which one in this case. There's a lot you can do with it. So if, for example, I needed to change my query to something else, or I needed to change my table or whatever, after I change it, I can make any changes I want. I would have to come over and click the Save button. It's very important that you understand that whichever object is selected, in this case my vendor table is selected, that's the only thing that automatically saves when you click the Save button. So if I've changed stuff on the query also, I need to click on it and save that as well. If I don't, then the changes I made to that one won't be saved, and they won't be there the next time that I open it. So it's very important that you understand that. So another thing, and this is a little counterintuitive. I keep talking about how we're changing these objects, these tables, queries, forms, and reports. We're not actually changing the database. The database, which is short for Database Management System, is like the all-encompassing program that runs all of this stuff. So we're not actually changing that. We're changing these objects that are part of the database. So it's important. It's not a huge distinction, but it's good to know. So, let's see. When you want to close one, you have 2 different ways you could close it. Right now, I'm on the item query. I can click this little X here, and it'll close it. And see how it's gone. I could go back and open it again if I want. Or with it selected, you can come all the way over here to the right. You can barely see it on this one. And that one says close also. That's the same thing as clicking the other one. So 2 different ways. Alright, now if you want to rename any of these, like let's say I created a form and I decided I wanted to name it something other than what it is right now, all you have to do is right click the mouse, point to it and right click, and you see where it says rename? This is the shortcut menu that comes up. Click rename, and now it'll let me type anything that I want pretty much. And just okay, it's very important that you give these things good names that mean something. Now this is a very small little set of objects where there's only 2 tables and a query and a form and a couple reports. So it wouldn't be the end of the world if I didn't give them a good name. But imagine a larger database with 50 tables. And if you don't name them appropriately, you're not going to know what they are. So if this was for my customers, if this was a table of customers, I would name it customers. Or customer information or something like that, customer info. If it was my employees' information, I would name it employee info. And that way, when you look at it, you know exactly what it is. You don't have to click on it and go in and try to figure out what it is. And the same goes for all of these. If you do a query where you're searching for everybody in the state of Minnesota, then name it that. And that way you'll know exactly what it is. If you're doing a form for entering customer information, give it a good name like that. You know, with these small ones, like I said, it's not as big of a deal. But you might generate 40 or 50 different reports at some point. And if you don't name them, then you have to go through each one and try to figure out what they are. So give them good names. Okay, one last thing in this video, how to close your database properly. Go to File, up here at the top left, go to File, click on it, and then come all the way down to the word Close, and click that word Close. And now the database is closed. So I hope you're having fun. We will get further into this in the next video. I'll see you there. Bye.